Glanville, thank you so much for joining us. So maybe just as a start, tell us a little bit more about yourself and Khumo Capital.
We started Khumo end of 2018, and we Cat 1 and Cat 2 financial services provider, and we focus on asset management.
And how do you manage FICA in your business?
The starting point, and first and foremost, is the RMCP. So that governs our whole FICA process and sort of how we screen clients, how we onboard clients, and how we manage all the risks associated with FICA. Then when we started the business about 5 and a bit years ago, we realized quickly that it's going to be difficult for us with limited resources. We were a small team when we started to manage FICA effectively. I think it was already sort of quite an onerous exercise to basically onboard client, do all the screening, do the risk rating, etc. So we looked for a platform that we can utilize, and we came across DocFox. So we've been using DocFox since the start of the business. Onboarded our first clients. So effectively what we do is when we onboard a new client, all the documentation is loaded onto DocFox. DocFox automatically does the screening in terms of quality of documentation to make sure the proof of address, for instance, is not older than 3 months. It checks the address details against the home affairs and third-party data sources. And then obviously what's very important is the risk rating. So along with DocFox, we designed a process with a point system where for institutional client, there's about 14 questions that we ask, and we click on the different answers, and then it calculates a risk rating, and same for individuals as well. So obviously for example, we've got about 40 clients, but if we include all the authorized signatories, the CEOs, principal officers, etc. of the different entities, it's about 200 entities as a whole that we onboard. So the risk rating will be done, and will identify if a client's sort of a low, medium, or high risk client. And then all the documentation is saved onto DocFox, the ultimate beneficial ownership, source of wealth, all those docs we save on DocFox, and then we get continuous reminders if we need to update documents. If there's, for instance, an adverse news item that's come out, I'll get an email, and then we'll go into the system and see if we're happy with the article, or if we need to investigate. And same for the sanctions lists, etc. So we'll get there will be a trigger if we need to go into the client and then see if it's a false match. For instance, if the name is similar but it's a different individual, and then we'll tag it as such. So yeah, it's been a great experience to have that platform, robust platform that provides us with the assistance to manage our FICA process.
And how do you keep up to date with all the FICA changes, like Directive 8, for instance?
Yes, yeah, it's quite a challenge. So obviously our FACE compliance officers, they send regular updates, and then also DocFox sends updates if anything's changed and we need to address it. So we use those triggers to basically change our RMCP, change anything on DocFox. I mean, as you say, Directive 8 is a good example where we've all our employees, we've loaded them onto DocFox. So the adverse news, sanction screening, etc. takes place, and then all the additional documents we can also load onto DocFox. And we designed a bespoke risk rating approach for employees as well. So we've loaded that onto the system as well, and then we answer a certain amount of questions, and then the employee will also be rated, risk rated. So for instance, a person like myself that works with FICA will have a higher rating, sort of a medium risk rating, just because sort of I've got the responsibility of onboarding clients and giving the approval that a client's onboarded. So definitely that's helped us to keep up to date. We recently had to, obviously you need to change your RMCP every time something new comes on, and then it's quite nice to go to Walken and the team as well, just to assist us to see that we've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's when it comes to changes in regulation.
Now, you mentioned, Glanville, that you actually got audited recently.
Yeah, we've sort of ISA 3402 audit was conducted on the business. So it basically evaluates the effectiveness of your operational controls in the business, and part of it looked at our controls in terms of onboarding clients. And it was quite nice to show the auditors a robust system that actually everything's loaded onto the system. The risk rating is there. You can show on the back end how the risk rating has been created. And then for each client as well, there's an audit trail. So you can click on the audit trail, and there's a timestamp, which the auditors love, of the client was on this date created, and these documents were loaded on this date. There was adverse news screened on this date, and it was approved, and it's quite nice to have that sort of timeline of everything that's been conducted in terms of every single client and every single signatory to that client, etc.
Okay, so the auditors were impressed. Well done. Takes a lot to impress an auditor. Glanville, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
Maybe just to end off, I think, as Håkan mentioned, FICA is still a risk-based approach. It's not a tick box approach. So DocFox creates the platform, but there's still the flexibility. For instance, if we believe there's a certain proof of address document that we're happy with, and it's not on the standard list of items, then we can go to DocFox, to the programming guys, and say, listen, we're happy with this document. Please allow us to approve the document, and so on. So I think that flexibility in terms of a risk-based approach and designing the platform's there, but at the back end, you can design it according to your type of clients. As I said, we've got mostly retirement fund clients. So in our risk rating platform, a lot of the questions we put in is related to retirement funds, and it's definitely helped to have that flexibility. And then I think just the last thing to mention is training. Obviously, it's important, and it's in the regulations, the importance of training staff on FICA and onboarding, and through DocFox, there's the opportunity to have these training sessions, the webinars, and there's this sort of online training that can be done with all the CPD sort of accreditation along with it. So that definitely helps for us working in the FICA environment, and just the general staff as well, just to make sure that we're up to date with everything and can manage our clients effectively.
Please, Glanville, thank you so much for that incredible insight. And it's just really nice to hear how you do manage FICA so well on an ongoing basis. So thank you so much for joining us today and giving us that insight.